Komi, can you hear me? Komi?
I think Komi has not yet connected to the audio past time. I think we should wait a bit because she hasn't connected to the audio.
Oh yeah. So in my notes here, we will start first with Ayissa Komi Wola, and then the second is Salam Jihad. But if Komi has not appeared yet, so I think we will waiting for him while running the session like this, maybe. Mary. Ladies and gentlemen, we wait for Komi in a few minutes. In the next few minutes. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Komi.
Sam, we can start with Salam. Salam first. If Komi is not yet connected, we can start with Salam.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Keep healthy for all of us, especially our speaker from Iraq. Are you healthy? Speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we will use English and German in this session. The first is English and then German. There are two presenters here. They are Komi Wola Ayissa from Togo, West Africa, and Salam Jihad from Iraq in Middle East. Salam is going to speak about Middle East culture in English, and Komi is going to speak about African culture in German. So I think Salam is already here, and then after that is Komi. So thank you. Well, to save our time, let us start this session. Komi, Salam Jihad. I will introduce yourself in a short. This is a short curriculum vitae of Salam Jihad. Yeah, Salam was born in Iraq. He spent his school and college time there, and now he works as a journalist in Iraq, in the Middle East. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Salam Jihad. Salam,
Thank
this
you,
is your time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sami.
You have 25 minutes for presentation, Salam.
Okay, thank you. As you mentioned, I born in Iraq, and I have my college degree here in Iraq. And since the 2003, I work as a journalist. I started with IWPR, Institute for War and Peace Reporting. This NGO, British finance, and is concerning with journalism and international standards of journalism. That gave me an opportunity to work as a freelance journalist for some of the international and local media outlets, and that's helped me a lot to go deep in many things, in culture, in society, and politics. But I like to involve in one important. I feel it's very important for me. It is human rights, and most of my stories focusing on this issue actually. And maybe when I go deep, I will focusing on women issue in my country. And the problem campaign this problems campaign this issue, and after years of dictatorships and years of corruptions and bad situation in my country. Actually, I will talk about the culture and heritage in my country, in Iraq. It is part of the Middle East. It is not so far from other countries in the Middle East. It is playing Iraq since long time ago, playing a vital role in not maybe in the Middle East. Before it was a vital role in the whole world, because the civilization started here in my country, like Sumerian, Assyrian civilizations, and affected the world in general. And some of things still for this moment affected the world. We invent in my country many things invented and taught the world the new and modern life at that time. I would share something with you actually. I will talk, as I mentioned, about the culture and the heritage in my country. Yeah.
Yeah.
Iraq is a rich country of heritage and culture diversity. Iraq has one of the world's oldest cultural histories. It is where the ancient Mesopotamian civilizations were, whose legacy went on to influence and shape of the civilization of the old world. Currently, Iraq has very long and rich heritage. The country is known of its its poets and its painters, sculptors are among the best in the Arab world, some of them being world class. Iraq known for producing fine handicrafts, including rugs and carpets. The architecture of Iraq is seen in the sprawling metropolis of Baghdad, where the construction is mostly new, with some islands of old buildings and compounds, and swellers, and elsewhere in the thousands of the ancient and modern cities across Iraq. The origin of the civilization started in Iraq, which is very well known as Mesopotamia. In Mesopotamia, many inventions helped the humanity and contributed in developing our life, such as writing, cuneiform, the wheel, first musical instruments, the cell, first electrical cell, which called Baghdad battery, discovered recently in Baghdad, and many other unique objects. Iraq has very unique and diverse nature. The geography of Iraq is diverse and fall into 5 main regions. The desert west of the Euphrates. Actually, the desert started from Euphrates to the western side of Iraq. The whole area on the western side are deserts, but it is rich with the heritage and culture. Bedouin tribes living there, and some modern cities also living there, and they have some kind of culture and heritage special for them. Upper Mesopotamia is between the Tigris and Euphrates, it is a plain, and most of agriculture of Iraq coming from this area. Baghdad was called, which is in the middle, was called the land of blacks, which means because of the thick agriculture, thick palm tree groves in this area. Till now, you can find many of these groves in everywhere in Baghdad, and even inside the city, despite of the modern life, despite of the expansion of the city, still there are a lot of groves in the heart of the capital. The northern highlands of Iraq, which started from Tikrit and Kirkuk till the Kurdistan region, which is most of this area, it is mountain. It was well known for the Kurdish people in my country. They have like kind of autonomous region for them. The lower Mesopotamia and the plain extending from around Tikrit to the Gulf. As I mentioned, the areas from Tikrit, which is North Baghdad, about 150 kilometers north of Baghdad, till the whatever Arab or Persian, we call it the Gulf to be neutral. It is plain, and most of agricultural products, food, fruits coming from this area. And as I mentioned, it's well known with the palm trees. We are the first country in the world producing. That's of course before U.S. invasion to Iraq in 2003. It is about the first country of exporting palm dates in the world. The mountain is northeast are extension of the Alpine system that runs eastward from the Balkans through southern Turkey, north Iraq, Iran, and Afghanistan, eventually reaching the Himalayas. The desert is southwest and central provinces along the borders with Saudi Arabia and Jordan, and geographically belongs with the Arab Peninsula. It is play a vital also role in the Islamic history in Iraq, where the Islamic history started after the migration of the cousin of Prophet Muhammad to Kufa, Imam Ali, and based there. And after that, what as you maybe mentioned know about the battle happened between his son and his enemies, and became like till this moment like a shrines for imams in Kufa, Najaf, Karbala, and Samarra, for the 12 imams that the Shiite people, Shiite community believe with. And not only from Iraq, they are coming from around, from Iran, Azerbaijan, and other Shiite places. Iraq is, I will talk also about this diversity. The picture from the left is for the desert in the west of Iraq, and the mountain to the north of Iraq. So you can find kind of diversity in addition to the plain in the middle of the country. The religion importance, Iraq is home of many religious sites important for the both Shiite and Sunni Muslims. Baghdad was the hub of Islamic learning and scholarship for countries and served as a capital of Abbasid Caliphate. The city of Karbala has substantial prominence in Shiite Islam as a result of the Battle of Karbala, as I mentioned before, and then became a shrine for the brothers of Imam Hussein and Imam Abbas, who are the sons of Imam Ali, the cousin of Prophet Muhammad, actually. Najaf, renowned as a site of the tomb of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib, who is Shiite, considered to be the right, actually is not Shiite, both Sunni and Shiite believe with Imam Ali because he's the cousin of Prophet Muhammad. The city is now great center of pilgrims from throughout the Shiite Islamic world, and it's estimated that only Mecca and Medina receive more Muslim pilgrims. Actually, every year we have kind of ceremonies of Ashura in the 10th of Muharram, and in the after 14th days, the Arba'iniya, which is these ceremonies. Every year, millions. Sometimes it's despite of the actually unstabilization of the security situation in Iraq. Every year, one year it reached 20 million in pilgrims came to these cities, to Karbala and Najaf, to do the ceremonies of Ashura. We call it Ashura. The city of Kufa also, which is close to Najaf, about 20 kilometers from Najaf, where Imam Ali based. Actually, Imam Ali buried in Najaf, but he's based in Kufa, and it is his mosque and his house became actually as a site for pilgrims also. Samarra, it is a Sunni province, but it's contain Al-Askari Mosque, which is also his Shiite figure, continued Muslims of Ali al-Hadi, the hidden Ali al-Hadi, and Ali al-Mahdi, the hidden Imam, which Shiite and the other Muslims also believe his will come in the end of the world. In addition to this, Samarra contain also a Minarat al-Malwiyya, twisty minaret. It is about 60 to 70 meters high. It is like minaret for Abbasi Mosque, which is to the right side of in this picture. It is when the Caliphate or Islamic states, Abbasi states, moved from Baghdad to Samarra because Baghdad became too bigger because of the population. There is numbers talking about 8 million inhabited in Baghdad at these days. I would talk also about tangible heritage of Iraq. Iraq has more than 12,000 heritage sites 18 sites listed in UNESCO World Heritage in 6 dossiers, includes culture and natural sites. Main historical sites is in Uruk, Babylon, Ashur, Hatra, and Baghdad. Actually, Uruk and Babylon, it is to the south. Where is Uruk? Where is the Prophet Abraham or Ibrahim born? And now it is like site for pilgrims from Europe, despite also of the unstable security situation. Many people from Europe come to this site and visited it regularly. Babylon, everyone knows about Babylon, which is the capital of Kildani's civilization. Ashur in the north, and Hatra, which is like for Roman, it is city for Roman Empire, and Baghdad, this is the city for all empires actually in the region. Like Baghdad once, it is the capital of Persian Empire. Then after that, the Arabs and Muslims control the situation there. Current important cities now in Iraq is Baghdad, Mosul, Najaf, Basra, Erbil. Erbil, it is the capital of Kurdistan. Architecture in Iraq famous with iconic buildings and symbols such as the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. The oldest existing arch in Ur, twisted minarets of Samarra we are talking about. The Abbasid Palace in this picture, which is located in the west, in the eastern bank of the river of the Tigris. It is really amazing site. It still keep itself like this, like in the picture, and you can go inside and see the rooms and other places, which is really a great palace, and still keep itself more than 1,400 years. Also, we have a proud that Zoha Hadid built just only, despite of she's Iraqi, but she has only one site, is the new central bank of Iraq in Baghdad. I didn't bring its photo because it is new. Erbil Citadel. Erbil is the capital of Kurdistan, as I mentioned. It's located about 360 kilometers north of Baghdad. Erbil now became, after 2003, became and it was separated from Iraq since the last era, and now it is returned back to Iraq, but they have kind of a government, special government for its region, because they have some kind of different culture from other Iraqi cities. Most of the people living in Erbil are Kurds. We have 3 major provinces in Kurdistan: Sulaimani, Erbil, and Duhok. The popularity there, about 5 million of Kurdish people. Everyone knows Kurdistan is expanding in 4 countries, in Iran, Turkey, Iraq, and Syria. Maybe the smallest part of Kurdistan is located in Iraq, and they struggle to have their since a long time ago. They struggle to have their states, but unfortunately, they still part of these countries, despite of their population, more than 40 million, as I know, 40 million people, and now only in Iraq they have their rights, and they have their region, they rule themselves, but they still part, officially still part of Iraq. There's a connection, like a federal connection between Erbil and Baghdad. They rule everything about themselves except the army, external relations, and other things.
Sorry, Salam, 5
Yeah.
minutes. 5
Yeah.
minutes.
I will talk quickly about also Iraqi intangible heritage elements. Like what see this a part of our culture is the food, which is a very important part of the culture, as I believe, because when you go, food is different from countries to countries to country. We have very well known, and maybe not only in Iraq, in all over the world, al-masgouf is a grilled fish with this way, put it with the fire from wood. We have a kind also of music. It is the first music instrument maybe in the world. It is the lyre or the harp, and continue this tradition, this heritage continue till now. Iraqi has a kind of heritage of the culture of on his own music. That this music, it is known only in Iraq, which is called Maqam al-Iraqi. You can find it in everywhere, and maybe not only in the Arab region but in the world. Also, one the tales of Arabian Nights, 101 Nights, are the first written in Baghdad and inspired by Baghdad in its stories. In its stories about Ali Baba, Sinibad, and Ala ad-Din. Handicraft, as I mentioned, is famous of making rugs and carpets. Also, fashion design is different, because in Kurdistan, as we see, they have the kind of Kurdish uniform. In the south, like have abaya, which is some people says is coming from Sumerian time, and people in the marshes and in the south in general actually wearing this uniform. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Salam, for the nice presentation. Now we are coming to answer and question. So for those of you who are going to ask or share something to Salam, you can directly deliver to him now, or you can write down on the chat. You can use English, yeah, to ask for Salam.
Yeah.
Well, who will be the first, please? Ada yang mau tanya kepada Salam? Ada pertanyaan, Bapak Ibu sekalian? Yeah, in waiting for others, Salam, I would like to ask you one question, just one question. As a human rights activist in Middle East, I would like to know about your opinion about the human rights situation in Iraq and the Middle East in general after Saddam Hussein. I mean, will it be better, or is going to be better, or to be bad? Thank you.
Yeah, actually, it is the same since Saddam's era. at Saddam's, we have a kind of secret executions, torturing, and we discovered many sites for torturing and such things. Nowadays, we have some kind of violations also of human rights. Now we feel that we return back to the dictatorship era, and sometimes we cannot say whatever we want to say. Actually, even for us as a journalist, we have to write about corruptions, maybe write about many things. The situation is more worse than Saddam's era. But for other things, like I will talk about the women rights. It is improved actually after the American invasion, because now there is a big international effort from international community to help Iraqis with particularly with this issue. Many of international NGOs now working in Iraq, most of them they based in Erbil and Kurdistan, because of security situation is improved. It's better than in other places in Iraq. They all of them working and focusing on this issue, how to improve the life of women. Now women participated in many sectors, in many fields. They have own jobs, they have own businesses, they can do many things, they can travel, they can not like before. So for the women, situation is improved. But the woman as a human rights living in Iraq, it is very bad condition actually, because she suffered like men, that we have kind of strict imposed by militias here. As you know, everyone knows about ISIS and what's happened in the provinces, and how they deal with women, how they deal with all of the people in general. We have the same thing. We have both Shiite and Sunni militias and fundamentalists who are always, they are the same. Despite of this, they says we are different from each other, but they have the same rules, they have the same stricts and the same punishing. Sometimes they go to kill everyone. They opposite them in their views. But we hope for the future. We hope, as I mentioned, we have a big effort in this direction. We work not only as a journalist, all human rights defenders, and there are a lot of people. Since year ago, in October last year, demonstration started in downtown Baghdad, in Al Tahrir Square, Liberation Square. They still for 1 year living there. They closed the area and they demand all the rights of the people. Their demands of stop corruptions, of changing the regime itself. We feel we want more freedom. We want to improve our life, because we have to stop all these kinds of restrictions imposed by theirs. Now we have a new government since 3 months. We have kind of optimism, maybe, that this government, because it is the prime minister, he's a journalist also, and he wants to change many things, but because of these militia also control about half the situation in Iraq. So the situation is very difficult, but need more and more efforts. As I mentioned, the international community have very big efforts in Iraq. The American, the German, and other countries, the French. That really make us optimist that we will have the change someday, and we will struggle for this change. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Salam. This is the nice presentation, but unfortunately our time is up.
Thank you so much.
So
Thank
this
you
is
all.
the presentation, yeah.
Thank you, Salam.
Yeah,
Hope we can get another opportunity in the future with you.
yeah, we can contact you outside this room, yeah, to the asking something more.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome every time.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you.
ladies and gentlemen, we are coming into the next presentation from Ayissa Komi Wola from Togo in West Africa. Komi, are you ready here? Komi, do Sean here? Komi. Hello, Komi. You're unmute. Mute. Your voice, yeah. Komi. Your unmute. Your voice in your sound. Yeah. Okay. Komi, Bisdushan here.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. Next, the diner dames and heren. Next presentation von Ayissa Komi Wola. Zunakt magte ich Komi Wola Ayissa zu seiner Präsentation einladen. Dies ist ein kurzer Lebenslauf von Komi. Wurde 1969 in Togo, Westafrika geboren. Ist verheiratet und hat 2 Kinder. Verbrachte seine Schul- und Kollegzeit in Togo und arbeitet dann als deutscher Lehrer. Heute arbeitet als Leitender Angestellter im Außenministerium der Republik Togo. Spricht seine Muttersprache Französisch und auch Deutsch. In seiner Freizeit spielt gerne Geige. Meine Damen und Herren, bitte begrüßen Sie Komi Wola Ayissa. Komi, dieser Ort und diese Zeit gehören dir bitte.
Okay. Hallo alle.
Ja, Sie haben 25 Minuten Zeit für die Präsentation.
Okay. So, hallo alle.
Hallo.
Guten Tag, meine Damen und Herren.
Guten Tag.
Ich heiße Ayissa Komi Wola. Ich komme aus Togo und ich möchte eine Präsentation über afrikanische Kultur, African Culture machen. Ich bin Fachberater im Fach Deutsch als Fremdsprache bei dem Erziehungsministerium in Togo, in Lomé. Mein Thema also lautet, das Thema lautet afrikanische Kultur. Und das Ziel, ich möchte von einigen Aspekten der afrikanischen Kultur sprechen. Denn die afrikanische Kultur ist sehr breit. Und wir wollen heute von einigen Aspekten nur sprechen. Togo liegt in Afrika. So, das ist Afrika, das ist ein breiter Kontinent mit vielen Staaten. Und mein Land liegt hier an der westafrikanischen Küste. Näher gesehen, mein Land, ich wohne hier, wo das Gelb ist. das ist Togo in Westafrika. So Nachbarländer sind Benin, hier, Ghana und Burkina Faso. Wir haben einen Zugang zum Ozean. So, Kultur, was ist das genau? Kultur ist Dinge und Werte der menschlichen Gemeinschaft, was die Menschen vom Tier unterscheidet. Die Kunst, Wissenschaft, Religion, Sprache und so weiter. So, Kultur betrifft also alle Sitten und Bräuche, einer Gemeinschaft. Sehen Sie. So, afrikanische Kultur ist ein breites Feld von sozialen Elementen. Diese Elemente charakterisieren afrikanische Völker, da die afrikanische Kultur selbst eine soziale Basis hat. Die afrikanische Kultur hat eine soziale Basis. Also die Elemente dieser afrikanischen Kultur also sind zuerst Solidarität, Familienleben, orale Tradition, Religion. So nur von diesen Elementen möchte ich sprechen. So, es gibt auch andere Sachen. Heute sprechen wir nur davon. Solidarität ist sichtbar auf manchen Lebensgebieten in Afrika. Das Zusammenleben, die gegenseitige Hilfsbereitschaft der Afrikaner, die Sorge um Waisenkinder und alte Leute in der Familie, das Zusammenessen und so weiter. Diese Sachen sind Beweise für die afrikanische Kultur. Und das gehört zur afrikanischen Kultur. Familien in Afrika sind oft groß. Die Familien sind sehr groß. Und die Familien bestehen aus mehreren Generationen. Großeltern, Eltern, Enkelkinder. Alle diese Leute bleiben unter einem Dach. Alte Leute werden als Waise bezeichnet oder als Bibliothek betrachtet. Und infolgedessen, alte Leute sind sehr, sehr respektiert. Jede Person beugt sich so, bevor sie alte Leute begrüßt. So, in meinem Land Togo gibt es kein Altenheim, denn alte Leute bleiben zu Hause in der Familie. Das ist eine Ehre, wenn die Eltern oder die Großeltern zu Hause sind. Das ist eine Ehre. So, ich zeige die Foto von alten Leuten, die zu Hause sind. Polygamie. Polygamie ist bei den Behörden offiziell anerkannt. So, Frauen verstehen, wissen, dass ihr Mann könnte 2, 3, 4 Frauen haben, das ist kein Problem. Aber das ist für diejenigen, die wollen. Nicht für alle. Aber das ist kein Problem, denn das ist anerkannt. Kinder von verschiedenen Frauen leben in einem Haus und werden zusammen erzogen. Sie betrachten sich als Geschwister und helfen sich gegenseitig. Essgewohnheiten. Männer, Kinder, Frauen, alte Leute, Junge, essen mit baren Händen aus einem Teller und trinken problemlos aus derselben Kalebasse. So, das ist eine Familie hier beim Essen. Die essen zusammen. Das ist so. Das ist kein Problem. Einige mit Löffeln, einige mit Barhänden. Das ist eine Runde hier und hinten haben sie noch eine andere Runde. Das machen wir, so das Zusammenleben. Das steht in unserer Kultur. Es gibt auch Traditionsfeste. Und diese Feste finden jedes Jahr, je nach der Region, am Ende der Ernte bestimmter Produkte, wie Jamshotel, Bohnen, Hirse und so weiter. Und diese Feste werden Göttern gewidmet für den Erfolg der Ernte und es sind eine Angelegenheit, Occasion, damit Familienmitglieder sich zusammentreffen, um Familienbeziehungen noch zu erwärmen und auch Göttern zu danken. Sehen Sie. Ein anderes Element ist die orale Tradition. Die orale Tradition ist noch sehr stark in der afrikanischen Kultur. Das ist die Gesamtheit von allen künstlerischen und literarischen Fakten des Lebens, die von Generation zu Generation bewusst oder unbewusst vermittelt werden. Und die folgenden Elemente haben wir in der oralen Tradition: Märchen, Rätsel, Sprüche, Volkslieder, Wiegenlieder, Traulieder, Tanzen und Trommelsprache. Da sehen wir eine Sequenz von Märchenerzählungen um das Feuer in der Nacht in einer Familie oder in einem Dorf.
Tut mir leid, Komi.
Ja.
5 Minuten.
Okay. Wir sehen dort ein Bild von Leuten, die Trommeln spielen auf dem Marktplatz und tanzen. Und sie sind halbnackt und das ist kein Problem. Das steht so spielt man. Das ist kein Problem. Hier haben wir die sprechenden Trommeln, Talking Drums. Diese Trommeln sind nicht für den Tanz, sondern für die Kommunikation. Heute noch könnte einige Leute eingeladen werden mit diesen Trommeln. Oder diese Trommeln kündigen oder melden eine Informationen an. Wenn ein König, ein Chef oder ein alter Mann gestorben ist, so trommelt man das. Und das haben wir in Ghana, in Benin, in Côte d'Ivoire und so weiter. Auch. Das ist so Talking Drum in Nigeria. Und Afrikaner glauben an einen allmächtigen Gott, der Vermittler hat. Und die Vermittler sind Vorfahren, Fetischbäume, Fetischsteine und Fetischtiere. Da sind die Götter, die Fetische in Togoville, in Süd-Togo. Und hier haben wir Fetischbäume oder Bäume, die als Götter betrachtet. In Afrika glauben Leute, dass Tote nicht tot sind. Sie leben noch. Und bevor man trinkt oder nachdem man getrunken hat, gießt man ein bisschen Wasser oder Bier auf den Boden für die Vorfahren oder für die Götter. Ein Bild von jungen Leuten, die initiiert werden. So mit dieser Zeremonie sind sie akzeptiert, sind sie als Mann oder als einen Mann betrachtet. Sie sind akzeptiert in der Gemeinschaft. Und ich möchte auch von den Namen. Es gibt Taufzeremonien in der afrikanischen Kultur. So, die Namen werden nicht gewählt, sondern die Namen sind schon programmiert bei uns. So, nach dem Geschlecht, nach dem Geburtstag, oder der Geburtsordnung bekommen Kinder ihre Namen. Ich heiße Komi, weil ich Junge bin und weil ich am Samstag geboren bin. So, wäre ich ein Mädchen, so wäre mein Name Ama oder Ami. So ist es. Alle Tage haben ihre Namen. Afrikanische Kultur hat Probleme heute wegen der Modernisierung. Es gibt Generationskonflikte. Es gibt Missverständnisse wegen der Kultur. Einige wollen das machen, einige wollen nicht, zum Beispiel. Es gibt auch gefährliche Tanz. Zum Beispiel, diese Leute tanzen auf dem Feuer. Und das existiert auch in der Kultur im Nord-Togo. Diese Leute tanzen mit dem Messer.
Das tut mir leid.
Ja, das
2 Minuten.
Ja,
2 Minuten.
Okay, zum Schluss. Die afrikanische Kultur ist im Mittelpunkt von anderen Kulturen heute. Und die Entwicklung von Kommunikationsmitteln, die Härte des Lebens und so weiter. Und die junge Generation auch möchte keine echte afrikanische Kultur machen oder folgen. Sie möchten gerne wie Europäer oder Europäer leben, zum Beispiel. Zum Schluss, die afrikanische Kultur ist eine Realität und das ist noch lebendig. Einerseits ist sie Kernelemente in der Erziehung, in der Mode und zur Entwicklung eines Menschen. Heute haben wir nur einen Überblick gemacht. Vielleicht für das nächste Mal können wir präzise Aspekte der afrikanischen Kultur machen oder wir können davon sprechen, tiefer und gründlicher. Danke sehr für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit. Danke.
Vielen Dank, Komi,
Bitte.
für sehr schöne Präsentation.
Ja.
Wir kommen in die Frage- und Antwortsystem.
Aha.
Wenn Sie also etwas fragen oder teilen möchten, können Sie es direkt für Komi liefern. In 5 Minuten. Bitte? Ja, Komi, das ist eine Frage von Megalinda Megudu.
Ja.
Warum ist Polygamie erlaubt in Togo? Wegen dem Religion oder Kultur?
Aha. Ja, ich habe gesagt, Polygamie ist erlaubt, denn das ist in der Kultur. So, wenn ein Mann viele Kinder hat, ist er respektiert. Denn alle finden, ja, dieser ist ein echter Mann. Das ist so. Und da die Regierung oder die Behörden das auch kennen, sie sind auch Produkte der Kultur, sie wissen, dass wir leben so, erkennen sie die Polygamie. So, wenn jemand heiraten möchte, so fragt man, was wählen Sie? Polygamie oder Monogamie? Wenn Sie Polygamie wählen, okay, die Regierung sagt, okay, wir erkennen, dass Sie Polygamie gewählt haben. Okay, wenn Sie auch Monogamie wählen, Das ist auch kein Problem. So einige machen oder wählen Monogamie und andere Polygamie. Aber Polygamie ist kein Problem bei uns. Das möchte ich betonen.
Danke für die Fragen und Antworten. Unsere Zeit ist abgehoben. Vielen Dank, Komi.
Okay, wenn andere Fragen haben, können Sie
Ja.
mir schreiben oder
E-Mail, deine E-Mail.
ja, ja, ich könnte antworten.
Ja, vielen Dank für Ihre Präsentation und Ihre Teilnahme in der Sitzung von Ambon, Indonesia. Gruß an Ihre Familie im Haus, Ihre Frau und Ihre Kinder. Bis zum nächsten Mal.
Bitte,
Auf Wiedersehen.
Danke sehr, danke sehr.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our session in this afternoon, in morning in Africa and in Middle East. Thank you very much for Ayissa, Komi, Wola, and Salam Jihad for their share about their own country culture. Maybe it will be very useful for us to know their country. Thank you very much for joining us in this session. Now we can left out from this room, or yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you,
Salam.
Komi. Thank you, Komi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Salam.
Thank you so much,
Hello.
Mr. Salam Jihad.
Auf
Vielen
Wiedersehen.
Dank, Herr
Thank you
Komi.
so